talk a little bit about the procedures and the steps that will be involved. I understand that the Swedish Parliament is going to be presenting a report in mid-May on security, and that the ruling Social Democrat Party will have its own internal debates around NATO membership. Do you think that this is something that could, if there is a decision to join NATO, be completed in the next few weeks and months before there's a June 29th NATO summit, and I think there's a lot of talk that maybe Finland and Sweden could cement their membership by that time?
So, as you rightly noted, we have an internal discussion. So it's a discussion led by the Foreign Minister of Sweden, together with the Minister of Defense, and all our 8 political parties represented in Parliament are part of that discussion. So a report coming out of the discussions they have had will be presented on the 13th of May. And after that, decision will be made on whether we stay the way we are or if we decide to join NATO. And it's quite in sync with the discussion and the decisions coming out of Finland. And so if we decide to join, which I want to underline is not decided yet, but if we decide to join, I think we will quite swiftly approach NATO and do the procedures we need to do with the organization to send in our application, so to speak. And as we have understood, then NATO has to take a decision on inviting us as members, and then all national parliaments or whatever procedure you have in the various 30 member states will have to take a decision, a sovereign decision on our membership. So in the United States, and I've had several discussions with senators, Armed Forces Committee and Foreign Relations Committee and others, also now when my foreign minister was here for a couple of days, on what would it look like and how fast could it be? Because, you know, we realize that we come into quite dangerous time, we believe, if we decide to join, and until we are full members. Of course, we are not encompassed by the security guarantees that you get as a full member, but we would like to have some kind of cooperation. We're increasing our own security during this time, really raising our readiness and so on. We have already done that, but we see this as a time when we could be more vulnerable. So our hope is that particularly the US Senate could be speedy. And there are procedures that has to be followed, of course, because it's a treaty that you will have to ratify. But my hope, and this is really my hope, is that it could be done before the Senate goes on recess in August. Because the reason for this is that we want to diminish the time that we are in a vulnerable state if we should decide to join. And also, the United States is, extremely important for us and for all European countries when it comes to transatlantic security. And a strong message out of your Senate, welcoming Sweden and Finland would, of course, send a very clear message to the Kremlin, but also to the other member states that the United States really stands behind the open door policy of NATO and wanting us as new members. So. If there are anyone in the Senate watching right now, I can assure you, you will see me and my Finnish colleague walking the halls of the Senate if we decide to join.